taking a kid's phone is detrimental to a child's lifestyle. As soon as I took his phone, he immediately turned into a crackhead, instantly. Instantly. I said, give me the phone. Give me the phone. You're not getting the phone back till you get your shit together. I snatched the phone. He broke down. He said, come on, daddy, don't do me like that. He started moving down, don't do me like that, daddy.
And I do love being a parent. It's the most important thing I'll do in my life, but it's an insane proposition. You give your children everything. You give them everything, and then just one day they leave. They're like, see ya, thanks for nothing. I'll let you know if I need help with a mortgage. Sometimes they don't leave, right? They just stick around. They turn into roommates. Not gonna happen in my house. I already have a bag packed for each of them. I've seen the bags. They're like, what's that? I'm like, when you turn 18, that's your going away present. Jim, you're a monster. I try to be a good dad. I feel like I make more of an effort than my father. My dad's generation, they didn't have to do anything. My dad never went to a parent-teacher conference. My dad didn't even know I went to school. My father couldn't be bothered to turn his head if something was happening behind him. What the hell's going on back there? I don't know if he couldn't turn his head or if it wasn't worth the effort. What the hell's going on back there? We're celebrating my birthday. Well, keep it down. I'm watching Ironsides. Happy birthday to you. My children give me guilt trips I wouldn't even contemplate. Like my daughter was in a play on Thursday and Friday, so I went on Thursday night, and then Friday morning she saw me with my rolly bag, and she was like, oh, you're not coming to my show tonight? I'm like, you've never been to one of my shows. I do 300 a year. My big plan was to teach my children responsibility by selling posters after one of my shows. So I texted my teenager, I'm like, do you want to sell posters after my show? I'll pay you. She texted back, great, sounds good. So then I texted my teenager, I'm like, do you want to sell posters after my show? I'll pay you. He texted back, no thanks, I don't need the money. He doesn't have any money. He has my money. I just texted back, you're out of the will. I'm kidding, he was never in it. If my father asked me to do something, he wouldn't even stick around for an answer. You want to shovel the driveway? And then he'd just leave.
I got 4 daughters. I don't know what the fuck I did wrong or right. 4 daughters, can you imagine? Oh, Lord. Because I've been running around lying to women and cheating on them and shit my whole life. God said, I got something for you, nigga. Yeah. You know God from D.C. He said, I got something for you, Slim. Got something for you, Slim. 4 daughters. No more skeeting on bitches' backs for me and none of that. Skeet on another bitch's back. I asked the doctor, what did I do wrong? He said, you gotta stop fucking women with dress socks on, Mike. I walk around butt naked with some dress socks on in the house. Yeah, it's cool to have daughters, you know, because you get to see your mother in them and shit. You see your mom. You're like, damn, girl, you remind me of my mama. You know what I mean? You get to see beautiful things when you got daughters, you know. But what fuck you up and make you mad, man, when they start dating. They start bringing little boys in the house. Because you don't know what the effect of having a daughter is until she bring a nigga in the house. My daughter's been bringing all little boys in the house that look like me. I want to kill every last one of them. I said, if you anything like I was, I'm going to fuck you up. This one, I really want to fuck him up. He be walking around looking at me, ha, 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 ha. This little fucking tight pants ass little nut hugger. I be looking at him going like this. Gang, 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 nigga. One night I needed some weed. I couldn't find none. I called everybody. I said, I'm gonna try something. He was sitting in there. I said, hey man, you smoke weed? He said, no, I don't smoke no weed. I said, I knew he was lying. I said, okay. And before I can get out the door, he said, I know who got it. I said, oh yeah? Yeah, I know who got it, I know who got it. I said, is it good? He said, it's loud. I said, go get it. Man, I'm sitting there watching this little motherfucker. He walked out the back door and walked right back in the house. I said, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him as soon as I seen him. I said, hello? Who the fuck you think I am? He was like, what, OG, I got that. I said, man, you had it on you. I said, get your ass in here. Because I still wanted it. I wasn't gonna kick his ass out that house as long as I've been looking for this shit. I said, get your ass in here, man. Man, the weed was so good, I've been asking my daughter, where your little friend at? I kind of like him. I liked him too much. I got a granddaughter now.
My friend that I financially support had a kid, so I'm a dad. Yeah, I wasn't exactly ready for it. He gave me a call. He was all excited. He was like, yo, bro, I got great news. I was like, you got a job? And he was like, no, bro, I had a kid. And I was like, wow, that's like the exact opposite of a job. I can't wait to have a kid. I'm very excited. I don't think it's very hard at all. No, because all my friends are having them, and their complaints, they don't bother me very much. All their complaints are the same. They're like, bro, it cries. And I'm like, oh, man, go in the other room. Yeah, everything cries, you know? You try to make it stop, and then you leave. I cry all the time. Eventually, my friend's like, yo, dude, I gotta go to work. I don't know, fucking figure it out, get offline. So that, they say it cries, and the other complaint is they're like, yo, it like shits all the time. And that doesn't really bother me either because, like, you know, so do I. You know, so I don't mind cleaning it up at, like, a smaller scale, you know? Plus, when you clean kids, sometimes you see spots that, like, you might have missed on yourself, you know? Yeah. You know, you're like, wow, I've never seen my asshole from this angle before. You're like, I will dab that corner when I hop out the shower.
And I got a whole gene. Look, let me tell you something. I'm showing my age now. I'm in my 40s, and this is what 40-year-olds do. They like match a bunch of shit that don't make no fucking sense. I got a whole jean suit on with a cowboy hat. This is a dad outfit for real. I'm the cool dad. You know who the fuck this is. Hey, I got a 13, 12-year-old, and a 5-year-old. I know, man. Like, fuck. You know what's funny? Like, when I was a younger parent, like, I tried to do all the things the right way. Now I don't really give a fuck no more, right? You know what I'm saying? Like my 5-year-old, we went to one of those jumpy things and he just peed in that shit. And I'm like, oh shit, let's just go. You know what I mean? I ain't changing. We just walked the fuck out of here. He was leaking the whole time. Nobody ain't see shit. Come on, y'all. Damn. Hate being a fucking new dad again. Carrying that fucking car seat. People downplay that. Nobody realize how heavy it is to carry a human being with one fucking arm. That's stupid. And I don't give a shit. As long as they strapped in, I'm gonna carry this shit the best way I can. If you upside down, fuck it. I'm like, fuck it. No, I can't go to jail. He good, he's strapped in. As long as he don't fall out, we good. My daughter's 13. She's a fucking teenager now. She got the period. Ooh. That's right, it happened with me. I was hoping it was like, damn, you gotta be with me? Shit. Because I'm a divorced dad, so like, it was my time. And I'm like, wait a minute, why the fuck? I ain't ready for this, you know what I mean? I tried my best, dog, and I didn't know what to get. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I went to the store and got everything. I didn't know what the fuck to get. That lady was ringing me up like, what, you got a shelter or something? What you got all these different sizes for? What the fuck you got on, sir? What you got going on, sir? I ain't fucking know. I'm like, let me get the pad that absorb the most. That's how, you know, man, we stupid. That's what we think, right? We think like, get the shit that absorb the most. Is when I put all the shit on the table, and she's like, Dad, this is for grandma. I don't know what the fuck you think I gotta go. I'm 13, sir.
Our daughter is in 3rd grade, and for 1st grade, she started taking the bus. And it was the first time she ever took the bus. So if you know as a parent, you walk them to the bus stop, it's very fun. And so we got her on the bus. She went to school. At the end of the school day, someone from the school called my cell phone. They have my wife's cell phone, they have my cell phone. They called my cell phone, and she said, hey, do you know what bus number your daughter's supposed to be on? And I said, I'm her dad. As in, are you crazy? Like, I was like, this is how you thought you would get this information, was to call the dad? You saw a mom and dad's cell phone. You go, I bet the dad knows. I was like, do you have parents? Have you ever seen a family before? You thought, let's call the husband? Unless there's 2 husbands, you should never call a husband a day in your life. I would rather you ask a lady that doesn't know her. I think she could get to the bottom of it quicker than I can. I had to go get her. I go, all right, I'll come get her. Tell me the name of this school and I'll come get her. Where does she go?
And sons love everything their dads do. My kids would be at school the next day, just look like, oh, Dad bit my sandwich. Oh, shit! Their dad is Dave Chappelle, man. You could trade that sandwich for something better. What I'm doing is adding value to their lunch.
My youngest is a boy. I have a 16-year-old boy in the house. Oh, anybody got a teenager? No? You probably do, but you don't have the energy to say anything. I don't know how to describe this kid. I really don't. He brags about things you shouldn't admit to. The other day he walked through the kitchen and he looks at us. I haven't showered in 4 days. Just likes to hurt us. He really likes to hurt us. And he's big. He's 6'5", my son. Yeah, and he doesn't shower. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. Yeah, he's big. Plays varsity basketball. I'm not bragging. He's not that good. He's not that good. He's all right. He'll get better. He played with a kid. He played 1 year with this kid who got drafted yesterday in the NBA, Aaron Holiday. Yeah, he got to play with him. This was cool. The trainer called our house once and said Aaron bit Joe in the forehead. They were going up for a layup. Aaron's teeth went into Joe's head. And my wife got, she's upset. Oh, he's going to need stitches. And then she got mad at me because all I could think was, maybe it's like a Spider-Man bite. Maybe I start going to the games now. Huh? Maybe Joe can dunk now. At 6'5". God forbid he jumps 4 inches off the ground and dunks for his father. Make an effort, Joe. And now he drives. Why do we give 16-year-olds licenses? My son doesn't care about anything. He called me the other day. He's like, hey, Dad, I'm in the car. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm out of gas right now. I'm like, What do you mean you don't know, Joe? Are you moving? Is the car moving? I'm not moving. I'm putting my foot on the pedal. I'm not going anywhere right now. All right, where are you, Joe? And he's very calm now. He's la-di-da. I'm here, I'm on the 101. The 101 is a 5-lane highway. Nothing. So I assume, like anybody would, oh, you're on the side of the road now? No, I'm in the middle lane right now. What do you mean, Joe? Where's the urgency? And I swear to you, this is the exchange, because I'm panicking now. What's the traffic like? Well, behind me it's bad, but it's moving in front of me. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your ass, Joe, because you need fear. You need fear in your life. And my wife tries to spin it. Whatever he does, she puts the spin on it. Well, he doesn't panic, he's zen. He's a very zen-like boy. Like astronauts. Maybe he'll be an astronaut one day. Oh, you think so? Really? I don't want to burst your bubble, but if he can't interpret the gas gauge on a Mazda, Nah, he ain't getting in the space shuttle. I'll tell you right now. Give that up. That kid is not an astronaut. Unless an astronaut bites him. If an astronaut bites him, then we got a chance.
I had to take my son's phone from him, which is the worst thing that you can do to a child. Taking a kid's phone is detrimental to a child's lifestyle. As soon as I took his phone, he immediately turned into a crackhead. Instantly. Instantly. I said, give me the phone. Give me the phone. You're not getting the phone back till you get your shit together. I snatched the phone. He broke down. He said, come on, daddy, don't do me like that. He started moving down. Don't do me like that, daddy. He said, take my leg instead. Take my leg. What? Boy, give me the goddamn phone. You're not getting the phone back till you get your shit together. When I take the phone, I say to myself, you know what? I need to go through my son's phone. I need to see what my son has been talking about on his goddamn phone. It's irresponsible on my part as a parent to not know what's on my son's phone. I go through the phone, people, I realize I don't have the code. I don't got the thumbprint, the face ID, nothing. So I got to go back to this little nigga and ask him to put the goddamn code in the phone. Put the code in the phone so I can see what you've been talking about. Straight face, my son said, nah, man, I ain't gonna do it. I said, what? Boy, put the code in the phone before I punch you in the fucking throat. That's what I said. I said that. He took off running. Like he don't live in this house. Like I'm not gonna see him at the dinner table in 10 minutes. I said, ain't nobody chasing you. Give me the code to the phone before I kick you in the back. Swear to God, from downstairs, all I heard was, fuck you! Oh! I'ma kill him. I'm about to kill him. I run downstairs, grab my son by the neck. I start choking the shit out of my son. What the fuck you say to me? He couldn't breathe. He said, that's the code. The code is fuck you. Oh. That's a good code, son. That's a good code. Is it Y-O-U or the letter U? How you spell it?
The other crazy thing about being a dad is you just aren't a dad and then you are. It changes immediately. And I feel like for a mother, you know your body is telling you that a change is coming and you feel like a mother before the moment actually happens. But you just are not a dad and then you are a dad. And that became very clear to me after our first son was born. About 2 hours after, we were in the hospital and he's asleep and my wife's asleep and a nurse brings me some paperwork to fill out. And the first question was mother's name, and I put my wife's name. And then it said mother's phone number, and I put my wife's phone number. And then it said father's name, and I put my wife's father's name. And then it said father's phone number, and I thought, who the fuck knows their father-in-law's phone number? And then I realized, oh, I'm the father. I hope I can be as good of a father to my kids as my dad was to me and my brother. My dad was an incredible father, so supportive, our best friend even to this day. And there are things that I want to emulate in the way that he raised us. One thing I'm really looking forward to is trying to be the kind of disciplinarian that my dad was, because he really seemed to enjoy it. He was never physical or threatening. He used a technique that I believe cognitive psychologists would refer to as mind fuckery. I remember there was this time, there was a storm in our town and knocked down a tree in our backyard, and the town came and took the tree, but they left the stump. And my dad thought the stump was an eyesore, and it really drove him crazy that he had this ugly stump in his front lawn. And so one day, we were driving to school, and one of our neighbors had a landscaping crew there, and my dad stopped the car, and he got out, and he went over to the foreman and said, hey, if I gave you $100, would you get rid of this stump using your bulldozer? And the guy said, sure, I can do that. And so my dad took us to school and went to work, and that night he got home, and the stump was still there. Next day, stopped again. The guy said, we got busy, we'll get rid of the stump. Again, school, work, came home, stump was still there. My dad was so mad that the stump was still there. It was all he talked about. It was the week we found out the incredibly high bar he had for the customer service he expected of under-the-table stump removal. So finally, after about a week, we're driving to school, and my dad stops the car, and turns around to my brother and I and says, "Everything's gonna be fine," which is a terrifying thing to hear. If it never even occurred to you, everything would not be fine. It sounds like a positive thing, but in context, it's very negative. It would be like if a surgeon right before you went under said to you, "I hope we meet again." So my dad said everything's gonna be fine, and he gets out of the car, and he walks over, and in his business suit, he lies down in front of the bulldozer. Lies down on the ground in front of the bulldozer. And then, as you would do if you were a landscaping crew and you saw this happen, they all walked over, and the foreman said, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And my dad looked at him and said, "I'm so depressed about the stump in my lawn that I don't want to live anymore. Will you please run me over with your bulldozer?" And the foreman said, "Man, you gotta get up." My dad said, "I can't get up. I'm too sad." From, the stump. And so they looked at my dad, and then they looked at my brother and I with our faces pressed against the window. And he said, "Man, I promise, if you get up right now and get in your car, I will turn this bulldozer around. The stump will be gone by lunch." My dad said, "He promised?" He said, "I promise." My dad got back in the car, and we drove off, and we watched the bulldozer turn around and go the other way. And it was a very quiet and awkward drive. And then finally, after about 10 minutes of silence, my brother said, "Why would you do that with us in the car?" And my dad, with no hesitation, said, "Oh, it wouldn't have worked without you in the car."
Survivors of the pandemic. This is your Captain James speaking. Please welcome Erica Badu. But health is wealth. You will not know the status of your health unless you get a physical. Every year for my birthday, that is my gift to myself. We still dying of illness they done already cured for. And it's the scary shit in the world, because certain people, you know something wrong with your body, but you don't go. See, me personally, I would hate for something be wrong with my damn body, and I never, ever do nothing about it. And then I just let it go and go, and then finally be rushed to the hospital, and doctor like, "Ooh, if you'd have got here 3 weeks ago, that shit was just in your ear. Where's that now? In your foot. How long I got? Tomorrow." It's the scariest shit in the world. I get a physical every year. This year was no different. Doctor came in, I said, "How I'm doing, doc?" He said, "I got your lab result back. Everything is looking good. You just have one minor discrepancy." I said, "What's that?" He said, "Your PSA is high." I said, "What's that?" He said, "That's an indicator of your prostate. You being a black man, prostate cancer is prevalent in your community. What I need you to do is go back and see the reception, make another appointment, come back. I'm going to do a prostate exam along with your physical. I'm running behind about a month and a half. I should be able to get to see you then." I'm like, "Fuck that, nigga. We doing this shit today. I got Obamacare, nigga. Put that shit on the bill. Let's run that shit up before that Republican care comes." He said, "You want to do it today?" I said, "Yeah, I want to do it today." So I started rolling up my sleeves. Yeah, he laughed just like that. He said, "Nah, we don't do no prostate exam like that." I said, "How you do it?" He said, "We do that with a rectum exam." I said, "Well, I don't think I got that on my Obamacare." I said, I don't think Barack could do that shit to me.
Was this in line with the relationship you had with your father?
Absolutely. My father's main thing, he would never tell me what to do, which you got to think is a strange way to grow up. His thing was you have to be able to make decisions, which is a real counterintuitive way. And sometimes I used to think it was to my detriment, but the older I get, I understand why he raised me that way. He might help me sort through the pieces, but he wouldn't really put the puzzle together.
Did he tell you he loved you?
All the time.
All the time?
In fact, yeah, that's the thing in our family. I don't think I ever leave my children's presence without letting them know I love them. Because I never know what's going to happen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's the most important thing, I think, for stability is you never see a kid who was abused with that kind of confidence or a kid who was neglected with that kind of confidence. Just sometimes knowing that somebody cares inspires you and empowers you to be courageous.
Do they know the comparison of their life now versus the majority of kids and the lives they lead?
What I did for a living, I don't think factored into their lives in a way that people might think. Because we don't live in Hollywood. There's no paparazzis trying to get their picture. You know, the community protects them in that sense. And the other thing was, for most of the time I've been out here, my career was going terrible, so who cared? I knew people who walked past a roll of toilet paper because they knew they had a roll at home. So it was on our shelves longer than it was in other places. So I'm trying to tell you, community is everything, and fostering trust amongst each other, that's everything. Whatever you guys argue about the specifics, we got to trust that there'll be a livable level of decency.
A livable level of decency, that's nirvana right there. But I worry about just what's the world going to be? You know, is it going to be tanks in the street, for God's sakes? Is it a civil war again? What, you know, or am I thinking too much about this? Because you think that there will be a livable level of decency.
Well, I believe that God is in control, no matter what I worry about. That only my efforts are my own, and that the results have nothing to do with me. That I do what I think is best, but I just don't know what's best, because I'm just a guy. But I trust that this creation has a purpose. It proves that something perfect exists. We have to believe in something.
Right.
Otherwise, why would you continue?
But largely, the awareness that these things are out of my control. Do you find that comforting?
I do find it comforting. I can only do what I intend to do, you know.
Promise you, whoever cares the most, I care at least as much as them. I know what I got, because I lost it all. I gotta tell you something, and I don't talk about it often. Have you ever worked all your life for something and have it not work out? That happened to me. It was tough. Think about it. I was gone for 12 years. It's not a little bit of time. It was hell. I watched other niggas that I knew become very famous. I watched the world go on without me. I mourned the loss of it, and after a while, I didn't care. Coming back was terrifying. I understand what I am. I really do. More than anybody. Like when they write about me in history, I'll be dead reading it like, yeah, I knew they'd say that. They said that a person can't dream of a face they've never seen. Can't believe that's true. But it's probably true. Boy, I got a long bank of faces. 32 years, I could close my eyes. I could think of any night. There's so many faces. Every night, most nights, they're all looking up, smiling. You have no idea what the world looks like from that. all different races, all different colors, all different kind of beliefs, just looking at me, smiling for 32 years, night after night. No comedian take that for granted. I swear to God, this might be the noblest of professions. Robin Williams had a bar that I loved. He said, comedy is the only job you can have where you can use everything you know. And that's true. You can use more than you know. You can use what you think. Use it. Don't be afraid. Don't let these bitch-ass niggas button your lip. Say it anyway.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't be knowing if I'm famous. I forget I'm famous sometimes. Like, dudes pull next to me like, I'm like, what's up, dude? You old boy. Oh, yeah, thanks. So I don't be knowing, man. My friends tell me I need to act more famous. All my friends got money, super famous. All the comedians around, Dave Chappelle, great comic. I've been around Chris Rock. They're like, Kevin Hart was my roommate before. Yes. Every morning he wake up like, I'm gonna make it. I'm like, nigga, go make that breakfast. Get these little ass Air Force Ones out of here. Whose shoes this little? He used to hate the little shoe joke. Get these little shoes out of here. One time he got in the car and I had his shoes hanging from the rearview mirror. The baby shoes. Like, Kevin, look at your shoes. Get them down. Look at my friends. I don't know, man. Trying to figure out my famous. Who am I? Because I know I've been in shit. But people keep asking me, what you gonna be in next? Motherfucker, this. I don't know what's next. Stop asking actors what's next. I don't know how to been in some shit. I know I've been in some shit because I Googled me. You know, go to hell, Google. I Googled me and they said I was 48 years old. Who the fuck changed my age? That's the worst thing you could do to somebody in Hollywood is make them older. I didn't even know what happens. So I went to an audition and Morgan Freeman was there. We here for the same part. Nigga. Stop trying to make me an uncle when I'm still a cousin. But I've been to some shit. I've traveled. I've done things. I was in Africa. I got booked in Africa, Nigeria. They paid me so much money, I thought they purchased me. I told my baby, I was like, Daddy might not be back. They gave me racks, motherfucker. I just imagine me being there and shit in some cage, like, come look at my new D-Ray. There's my lion, there's my zebra, and there's my D-Ray. D-Ray, tell a joke. Come on, tell a joke. Here's a matter. We have enough freedom to tell a joke. But I've done shit. I'm happy about the little movies I did, though. I'm happy. A lot of movies. I did 30 fucking movies. Now, take it, I was only in them bitches about 3 minutes, but I've been in them bitches. Collectively, it's the whole film. Fuck all y'all. How about that shit right now? I was in The Fall. I was in a horror movie. How about that? No, not only that, I'm Black History. I was a black dude in a horror movie, and I survived, mama. Now what? And I was on a boat. Niggas don't get on boats. Niggas get on cruise ships, niggas get on motherfucking yachts and for the video, front the hell off. But niggas don't get on boats. The only time niggas get on boats is like this. Man, I'm broke as hell. Nigga, I'm in the same boat. That's the only time. Niggas getting boats on Black History.
Don't forget who I am. Don't forget what I am. I am a black dude. And don't ever forget how I got here. My ancestors were kidnapped. I don't even know where the fuck I'm from. They were put on the bottom of boats. They sailed them across the Atlantic. Many of them died. Only the strongest survived. And once they got here, they beat the humanity out of my people. They turned us into beasts of burdens. They made us do their work. And the irony is, hundreds of years later, they called us lazy. We fought in the Civil War. We damn near freed ourselves. Then in Reconstruction, black people did great. My great-grandfather was a very wealthy man. But then the black codes came, Jim Crow came, and it was 100 years of unspeakable oppression again. Lynchings, all kinds of terroristic acts to keep us in the margins of society. And yet we still fought. And Dr. King was born. And then things got better. 20 years after Dr. King was assassinated, Michael Jackson was moonwalking on television. Something, 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 Barack Obama. Donald Trump, and now here we all are. 400-year nightmare. Took us 400 years to figure out as a people that white people's weakness the whole time was kneeling during their national anthem. That's a brittle spirit. That's right, nigga. On the rock, it's regular. Ah! Ah! What are you doing, nigga? Stand up! The Vice President of the United States got involved. Mike Pence got involved. He went to the game himself. These niggers will have to stand when they see me. And all them football players looked up in the stands and saw Mike Pence and said, Mike Pence, come on, y'all. Wu-Tang. Bow! Oh! Foiled. Brittle spirit. I could kill every white person in America at one time. You know how I'd do it? I would just wait for the Super Bowl. And right when they sang the national anthem, I'd have O.J. Simpson walk to the 50-yard line with them bad knees. Is that O.J. Simpson on the field? What the hell's he doing here? Oh, I know what he's gonna do. Stop him! I've been married a long time. I have, man. You know, I talk a lot of shit about my wife, but I love her very much. In fact, you know, you guys wouldn't believe this about me. I'm a jealous husband. It's true. Yeah, let me tell you something. One time I thought my wife was cheating on me. Yes, nigga, yes. That was one of the worst days of my fucking life. I couldn't take it. And I'm embarrassed about it now, but I can talk about it. You know what I did? It's fucked up, but I did do this. I waited. I waited for her to fall asleep. And when I waited a long time, she's Asian. I couldn't tell if she was asleep or not. I was looking at her. And when I was sure she was asleep, you know what I did? I stole the iPhone, took it downstairs and started trying out passwords to see if I could open it. I couldn't figure out the password. Then I remembered it's an iPhone. This shit has facial recognition. I was just like, oh. And that shit opened right up.
You ever wake up just terrified? Like I sit up and I'm like, ah! Why am I a bad person?
Stamps make me nervous because I don't know how many you're supposed to put on. Like where they're gonna be like, you should put one more on. And they changed the price of stamps, and that's not in the news, you know. You don't find that out on Twitter. You have to find out from old people. They're the only people that know. They keep up with it. They're like, stamps went up. You're like, okay. All right. Is it $100? Like, they're furious. They're like, is it $100 a stamp? It's 3 more pennies.
I guess spicy food is my scary movies, right? If you think about it, spicy food is actually a lot like scary movies. You know, if it's good, you feel alive, excited, you know, an addictive frisson. If it's really good, you shit yourself.
Lesbians live in the shadows. You know, lesbians are like bees. If you don't bother them, they won't bother you. But also, if they all die, the world ends. And you do, like, lesbians do, you scare me a little bit. I'm intimidated by lesbians. You're a bit scary. I think lesbians are so scary that even AIDS was like, let's stick to less terrifying things like needles and buttholes. And lesbians definitely leave their mark on the world. It's just sometimes a little more subtle. Like, lesbians wore khakis so hard that now when men wear khakis, they look like lesbians.
Even the word uncle still creeps me out, right? Uncle, it's kind of a creepy word a little bit, right? Uncle, uncle, uncle. Like, I was home visiting my family recently, and I texted my sister. I was like, hey, do you have the kids? I'm looking for some uncle time. And my phone, on its own, called the police. It's like...
And the last thing you see on the George Washington tour is George Washington's teeth in a case. And if you know, the myth is George Washington had wooden teeth. Turns out George Washington it was ivory and lead dentures with horse and cow teeth on the top row and human slave teeth on the bottom row. Damn, what the fuck? That's it. That's how the tour ends. You gotta walk outside to a hot, sunny parking lot. Like, what the fuck was that at the end? Also, lead with the teeth. Show me the teeth right away. Dude, don't make me love George Washington for 2 hours and at the very end be like, you wanna see some wild shit? Like, and once you see his teeth, every story about him makes perfect sense. Like, he was a man of few words. It's like, yeah, dude, he had fucking donkey teeth and fucking lead in his mouth for a decade. You can't keep lead in your mouth for a decade. That would give you, for real, like rabies-like symptoms. You die. Like, I can't believe we defeated the British. So I know how we did it.
I was very sheltered growing up. I was terrified of sex. I thought I would be bad at it. Now that I'm older, it's so easy to be good at sex, isn't it? Oh my gosh. All you have to do is approach it with the enthusiasm of a child. Just put everything in your mouth. Like, if you can reach it and it fits, that's where it goes. Pretend you're 4 and your partner's made of Legos. It's not...
Boyfriend, I gotta brag. He is a violinist. A good one, not a bad one. Yeah. I mean, how many violinists do you meet? How many violins do you meet? Not many. Sometimes I'll hear him playing the violin, okay, in a room, just... And it's spooky, you know? I get anxiety. I start feeling like I'm on the Titanic. You know when it's sinking, the violin people come out, son, son, son. So I just start grabbing all my valuables. I'm like, quick, get some oatmeal. Get my dog, get a slab of wood. He comes out, he's like, what are you doing with my wood door? I'm like, women are chosen first, bitch.
My fear is having a home invasion. That's my biggest fear. Growing up, our house got robbed 3 separate times. Now as an adult, I got a fear waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I got another guy in my bedroom. Now, I don't got a gun. I got nothing against guns, but again, I'm 49 years old and I'm not picking up any new skill sets at my age. I feel gun owners have a good grasp of their gun. They go to the range, they got a lock and key for it, they keep it in a cabinet. Plus, I feel when a gun owner hears somebody breaking into their home, the gun owner gets happy. Right? Here's a little jiggle at the door. He's like, oh, yeah! He tells his wife, just lay there, babe. I know you got a big day. I'm gonna go take care of this guy.
I had a near-death experience. This really happened to me. Have you guys gone to Disneyland? I had a really scary thing happen to me there where I went on the Indiana Jones ride, right? This is true. I went on the Indiana Jones ride. My sister and her 2 kids, they were in the front, and I was in the middle seat. And what it is, it's like an amphibious vehicle, like a Jeep with like 3 wheels. So I get in, and my Jeep, mine, went off the tracks. Went off of the tracks. It jumped up and it went through this like tunnel, like a rock tunnel, and like down, and then I'm like, how do I jump out of this thing? And it goes over this bridge, a bridge that's falling apart. It was like an old broken bridge. I don't know why it was in there. Horrifying. And there's kids in the front, and there's the feeling of arrows whizzing past me, and then awful. And then I look behind me, and there's a boulder coming through like this. So I'm just like, oh, that's okay. People make mistakes. I understand. Like, so I get out, and I get on the ride again. It happened again.
Twitter's a scary place. It is. You only go there to fight, to get into it, to prove a point. And so a friend of mine said, if you want to get some attention, use a hashtag. And so I did. And I wrote a tweet that said, hey, hashtag cancel culture. My name is Gabriel Iglesias, and I'm the new voice of Speedy Gonzalez. You cannot cancel or catch me. And I posted it. I had no idea that when you go on Twitter looking for problems, you will find them. Oh yeah, every major news outlet picked up my tweet and used it in a story about cancel culture. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN. If I would have known that, I would have used spell check. Because my family called, eres pendejo, qué chingados, ¿qué te pasa? No escribe bien. Oh my God. Even Fox News did a story with my tweet. Fox News. You know how I know? My bus driver, Dave, called me. Oh, he was thrilled. He was like, Fluffy, God damn it, I've never been prouder. You made it, baby. You're on Fox News.
So my husband does work for that big mobile home company. And he has worked for them for over 25 years, and it's been a blessing to our family. But one of the perks there that they give us is they send us on these trips, unbelievable trips, all over the world. And I've loved them, and it's been wonderful, but a little stressful at the same time, because most of the time it's somewhere tropical, and that's in late January, early February. But sometimes it'll be like Alaska, somewhere like that. Sometimes it's been overseas, but say, for instance, Alaska, and we sign up for excursions before we go. And let me tell you, I don't mind an excursion. I want to go and kiss a husky puppy in the mouth. Do that. But oh no, everybody that goes signs up for these scary, scary excursions. One time we went to Alaska, and my husband signed us up to go on a float plane to see a glacier. And we walk up to this dock, and there's this little float plane floating in the water. And they line us up on this dock, and this little crusty man with a pack of Marlboro Reds comes up to me and says, what do you weigh? And I lied. And I watched 9 more people. He asked 9 more people, and I watched them all lie. And I thought, oh my Lord, we're gonna go down.
You can believe the right shit as a liberal, but if you express it incorrectly, you're fucked. It's terrifying. You ever try to talk about like transgender issues in public? Even right now, you're like, we don't gotta do this, Neil. Don't go out like your boy, just move on. But that's exactly my point. It's terrifying. Like, I'm sure we all believe the right shit, but you try to talk about transgender issues in public, is like playing conversational Jenga, where you're like, pronouns, he, they, and then Republicans are like, so trannies? We'll call them trannies. What happened here? You guys playing Jenga?
Why would you have kids rehearse for some shit they have no control over? All you're doing is training these kids to worry. It's the stupidest drill I've ever heard of. And while you're in there training them during these drills, well, aren't you training the shooter too? This nigga's in here listening and learning like the other kids. Sitting in the back. Where are we supposed to meet? If you're a parent, this shit is terrifying. This shit is real scary. All the parents is looking at each other crazy. Because we know as parents that one of us is raising the shooter. Just don't know which one of us it is. All we know for sure is that if you're a white parent, the chances that it's you exponentially higher than the rest of us.
The reason why I don't trust that white boy Joy, it's because it's been happening. It's been happening for years. And I've had this suspect. It's not for the reasons you think, okay? I don't trust white men because most white men were once white boys, all right? And as a child of the 80s and 90s, every movie and TV show I watched was about a little white boy getting into trouble and having bad energy, okay? These little white boys love making friends with an extraterrestrial, okay? They will go ahead and find a gremlin, okay? Little white, they having close encounters of the third kind. What are the other two? What are the other two encounters? We don't know. We don't know. Little white boys, I'll tell you right now, little white boys love opening a portal to another dimension. Honey, these bitches will open up a portal and leave you to pick up the pieces. That's a fact. Have you ever seen the movie The Gate? This is from 1989, very formative for me. And it's literally about two little white boys home alone for a holiday weekend, and they open up a pathway to hell. Why couldn't they just order a pizza like everybody else? This is why I don't trust it. It's to the point where nothing scares me more. No image shakes me to my core like seeing one or more white boys riding bicycles. I see a bitch on a bike, I'm going in the opposite direction. I'm insane, because it means there's a poltergeist afoot. And I do not want to be caught in those crosshairs. I'm gonna say it right now.